Hi everyone, this is Dr. Gail Carson and my guest today is Dr. Stacey Cooper. She's a speaker, presenter, doctor of chiropractic, educator, entrepreneur, wife, and mother of 4 active teenagers. She's also the founder of Lifestyle Balance Solutions, author of the Healthy Fuels Cookbook, and creator of the Balanced Living Academy. She's a health and wellness expert with over 20 years of clinical experience who has helped thousands of patients, clients, and their families learn how to live a balanced lifestyle. She's a recognized expert in the field of balanced living and is able to provide you information in an easy to understand manner of what the body requires for healthy living naturally. She helps discourage health conscious people who are tired of diets that don't work. We know a lot of those. Bodies that hurt and who are tired of taking medications that make them feel sick. She helps people who are ready to take charge of their health and well-being in order to enjoy increased happiness and improved quality of the life naturally. Her passion is to awaken the consciousness of those she reaches and to empower them to enjoy their years with enhanced vitality and better body function. Welcome, Dr. Stacey. How are you?
Thank you, Dr. Gail. I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. I feel like I could use you today. I don't know what I did to my knee, but it's like a balloon today. And I'm traveling for the next couple of weeks consistently. So I'm using ice packs and I'm trying to elevate my leg, which is not easy to do when you're doing a radio show. But I know you're someone that people look up to and are really happy to work with. So the interesting thing I find is that you are a 4th generation chiropractor. And is that what got you interested in chiropractic and made you decide to continue your family legacy? I mean, so often you do see people, attorneys produce attorneys, doctors produce doctors. So tell us your story.
Yes, it is very unique to have a 4th generation practitioner because chiropractic only began in 1895. And as growing up, chiropractic has been part of my life from birth. And, my dad adjusted me regularly as I was growing up. But, it really interests me in regards to how the body can heal naturally. The body was created to work in a certain fashion, and when things don't work well, that's when you end up with symptoms. But when you alleviate the symptoms rather than cover them up, then that's when healing can happen. The funny thing is, I joke that Tim Hortons is what got me into chiropractic because as a young girl, I was a girl Friday in the office. So Saturday mornings, Dad would take me with him and he practiced half a day and we would stop at Tim Hortons for a hot chocolate and a treat, right? Now, I know that's not how you should start out healthfully, but for a 12-year-old, that was awesome. And so I got to see firsthand experience seeing patients hobble into the office, oftentimes not able to do it on their own. They needed help from somebody to support them or a cane or whatever, even in wheelchairs. And, I would help them into the adjusting room. And then Dad, he was dubbed Dr. Magic Fingers, that was his CB handle. And they would be able to come out of the adjusting room on their own power. And to see that transformation happen over the course of just minutes, when you remove the interference to the nervous system and remove the tension and pressure, and then the body can function. So that really intrigued me to see how that can all happen just with the interaction of someone's hands, trained hands, on someone else's body and just removing the interference. So that was really a key for me. And I was very thankful that I was able to practice with my dad for 5 years. And at that time, I was expecting our 3rd child, and Dad took ill. And so he was no longer able to practice. So I took over his whole patient load as well. And little did I know that he would not be able to return to practice. So 1 week after Derek, our 3rd child after he was born, Dad went into the hospital. 7 weeks after that, we moved into our new house, and that weekend, Dad passed away.
Wow, so there were a lot of things, one right after the other there for you.
There was, and this is where my struggles had come in because we had his funeral And then the following week, I was back to in the office seeing my patients, being self-employed, caring for your patients. They need you. And so you can't take a year off maternity leave. Otherwise, you would come back to a practice that is no longer your own because it was somebody else caring for your patients. So there was a lot of pressure on me. And through that experience, I learned that the body has a finite limit as to what it can adapt to. And so through that is how I've then been able to create the online business that I have, Lifestyle Balance Solutions. And that's where I help empower people to take control of their health and well-being naturally.
Well, it's interesting. I think sometimes chiropractic gets a bad rap. And I'm not sure if it's because people don't understand it. I don't know if it's because they've had a bad experience, because, of course, there's good and bad in every profession.
That's
But
right.
why do you think that is? I mean, evidently, with a fourth generation, your family did very well and did a great job. So why do you think that chiropractic sometimes gets a bad name?
I think a lot of it does have to do with misunderstanding and misinformation. And, it's fear of the unknown. We're always very protective of our own being. That is survival of the fittest. That is a natural instinct within ourselves. And when you're starting to explore anything, whether it be a new opportunity for yourself or stepping out of your comfort zone or seeking chiropractic care, all of those things have the same thing in common, the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen when I get there? What's going to happen? What's going to be the end result? And do I dare step into that? Do I dare step into speaking publicly? Do I dare step into this new opportunity? Or do I dare try a chiropractor for the situation that I'm already in pain with? So it's commonality just from our own personal beings. So yes, misinformation does play into that, because when I work with my patients and after their first adjustment, and I talk them through every step as we go, and at the end I say, now, what did you think? Oh, that wasn't near as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Of course it wasn't.
That's right, perception. Perception is reality. That's right.
Yes.
Well, now you say that it's possible to eliminate cravings without relying on willpower. So what is that about? How is that possible?
Well, many people think that it is their stomach that rules their hunger. Oh, my stomach's growling, I'm hungry, I must eat. And this is incorrect, because all of the systems in the body are connected through the nervous system, but they all communicate with each other as well. And in actual fact, it's the brain that is the most important organ in the body when it comes to weight loss. Because in the brain, there's a center, and it controls your thirst and your hunger. Now, this center is called the satiation center, and most people don't even know that it exists, let alone how to work with it or help to satisfy it. So I will tell you that there are particular foods which actually trigger and stimulate the satiation center and cause you to eat more. But when you supply great fuels for your body, then the satiation center is easily satisfied.
So you say that there are 5 foods that people believe are good for us but aren't. So I guess you better tell our listeners what they are, because I'm sure many of us are eating them. So what foods are they?
Now, when you're talking about foods, certain foods trigger centers like the satiation center, and other foods will shut down the satiation center, which means it will quiet it, which means that your brain won't continue that hunger phase. And so, some foods that we're taught to believe are good for us, and a lot of this comes from advertising in the media. And what's their goal? To sell us stuff, not to keep us healthy or to have us naturally lose weight, because there's a huge market to pay for weight loss. So one of them is your glass of orange juice in the morning. Oh, aren't we all supposed to start the day with a glass of orange juice for our vitamin C, healthy fuels and whatever? Well, when concentrated orange juice is made, all of the vital nutrients and all of the fiber and the healthy stuff is taken out. So you're basically left with sugar water. Now, when you drink that, it's immediately absorbed into your system and it flashes into the bloodstream, which spikes the efforts of your pancreas having to provide the insulin into the blood to manage the sugar, and this leads to the diabetic connection. So this
So
is so
let me ask you something, Dr. Stacey. I want to ask you, are you saying then, would that be the same for the fresh squeezed orange juice, which has the pulp in it, or is it just for the concentrated?
well, it's still made from concentrate. When you read labels, the best thing I can tell you to do is eat the orange.
Eat the
It
orange.
has the
Okay.
fiber. So when you're consuming the orange, you have to chew it. You have the fiber. You have the pulp that's there. Those things enter your stomach and they have to be broken down by your digestive juices. This takes time. This creates a slower release into the bloodstream and it buffers that sugar rush. So now you're not stressing the pancreas and you're not causing that diabetic connection.
So what would I almost am afraid to ask you what the other four are because you already ruined everybody's breakfast. So go ahead and tell us what the other four are.
Well, I'm not into ruining anything, Dr. Gale. I'm just here to show you the ways that you can improve it, to take it to the next level and to gain your health back naturally. So a second one is trail mix. You know, everybody knows that chips and candy are bad for you. And they think, oh, I'm going to go to the trail mix. You know, that's going to be my healthy choice and that's what I'm going to do. However, you know, mass-produced trail mixes, commercial trail mix, is full of what? But added fats, preservatives, sulfites, and sugar. You know, because you're not going to buy a trail mix without those candy pieces or that yogurt-covered raisins or those, you know, dehydrated banana chips. All of those are loaded with fat and sugar. So when you take a handful of that kind of trail mix, that's over 300 calories in one handful. You might as well have ate the Big Mac.
Okay, you've eliminated number two for me. Now go ahead. What's three?
So lunch options. Everybody thinks, okay, I'm going to eat healthy today. I'm going to have my salad at lunch. You're out for a business meeting or, you know, just on your lunch break, whatever, and you're going to have a salad. Great. But please don't load it with the croutons and the cheese and the bacon bits and, you know, the sour cream and the creamy dressings because now you've added all back that fat and the gluten and all those unhealthy fuels that took away the whole purpose of why you were eating the salad in the first place.
So if you're going to look for a dressing for a salad, what is the best dressing that you should have?
Well, the best dressing, certainly you can take your own. You know, you can make it at home. Olive oil, balsamic vinegar, you can season it with whatever spices and seasoning you like, whether it be fresh ginger or garlic. You know, the options are endless to create your own. But now you know that there's no preservatives, no additives. And I will tell you, wheat, we're going to discuss wheat in just a little bit, but wheat is a huge factor in triggering your satiation center and getting you to crave. And food manufacturers know this, and they add wheat into stuff you wouldn't even believe. And salad dressings is one of them. And that is to get you to consume more, eat more, purchase more. You get fat and they get rich.
Okay, up to number four now.
So smoothie bars are very popular now. And everybody thinks, okay, great, I'm going to get a smoothie. I'm going to go the healthy way. I'm going to get my fruits and vegetables. But what they do is they supersize it because they figure, oh, it's all healthy. I might as well get the extra, extra, extra large grande. Now, the trouble is when you're at some of these smoothie bars, they will also add syrups and flavorings, and those are pure sugar. Also, dairy is an inflammatory agent in the body, and it causes pain and inflammation and weight gain. And so dairy is not healthy for your body, and I have 7 reasons why you shouldn't consume dairy. So when you're looking for smoothies, you either want them nut milk based, so like almond milk, coconut milk. These are wonderful ways to fuel your body. Or it can be water based. You want whole fruits used in the smoothie, not syrups or mixes or powders. Protein is important in smoothies and at every meal of the day, but you don't want a whey protein because that's a dairy source. So you really have to understand where the sources are coming from and how it's being put together because you want your smoothies to be healthy, not fattening. And that's why I've created the Healthy Smoothie Blueprint recipe booklet as well to get you started on fueling your body better.
Wow. Okay, we got one more to go, and I'm afraid to ask.
Well, we're all told that whole wheat bread and whole grains is really important for healthy living. And here in Canada, we have what's called Canada's Food Guide, and the